Coming to part 3 of the story. Part 1, we read about various titles given to the Maharaja of Pratibandhpuram. Kalki he tells the readers why Maharaja of Pratibandhpuram is known as Tiger King. He also told the readers about the prediction made by the astrologers when Maharaja was only 10 days old. Part 2, we read how Maharaja was brought up. He was brought up like any other royal prince, drank the milk of an English cow, went to an English school, and was tutored by an English governess. At the age of 20, Jilani Jang Jang Bahadur was crowned as Maharaja. He did not remember anything about the prediction made by the astrologers when he was 10 days old. But other people in the city, they remembered the same and kept talking about it. So one day, this reached the ears of Maharaja and he set out for tiger hunting. He went to the forest of Pratibandhpuram, killed one tiger and called the state astrologer. The state astrologer said, Maharaja, you can kill even 99 tigers, but be aware of the 100th tiger. The astrologer said that in case Maharaja is able to kill the 100th tiger, he was ready for any punishment given by Maharaja. Now in section 3, from that day onwards, when the Maharaja heard that his death may come from the 100th tiger, it was celebration time for all the tigers. So the question is, why was it a celebration time for the tigers in Pratibandhpuram? And the answer is that Maharaja, he made a proclamation. He made a declaration to the effect that if anyone dared to throw even a stone at a tiger, all the wealth and property of that person would be confiscated, it would be captured, it would be seized by the government. Now that day onwards, Maharaja's sole aim in life was to kill 100 tigers only. It was not that while killing the tigers, Maharaja did not face any danger. There were times that the bullet missed its mark, the tiger would jump upon him, and he had to fight the tiger with bare hands only. But each time it was Maharaja who was victorious, who was winning against the tiger. Now there was another danger as well. A high-ranking British officer, he visited Pratibandhpuram. This British officer, he was very fond of hunting the tigers, and he was fond of being photographed with the tigers that he had shot. So as usual, this British officer, he sent a request to Maharaja of Pratibandhpuram that he wanted to hunt a tiger. But Maharaja, he was firm. He was determined in his resolve that he would himself kill all the tigers in Pratibandhpuram. So he refused permission. He sent a message to the British officer that he was ready to organize any hunt for the British officer, but not a tiger hunt. The British officer's secretary, he sent word to the Maharaja through the Diwan that Durai is the designation of the British officer. So he said that the British officer, he was ready to get a photograph with the body of the tiger hunted by Maharaja only. He did not want to hunt the tiger. He was ready only to get a photograph with the dead body of the tiger. But Maharaja refused permission even for that. Now Maharaja, he had prevented a British officer from fulfilling his desire, So there was a danger of losing his kingdom itself. So Maharaja and Diwan, they held a deliberation, they held a meeting, and then the issue was resolved. A telegram was sent to a famous British company of jewelers in Calcutta, and some expensive diamond rings were called. 50 rings arrived from Calcutta. Maharaja sent all the 50 rings to the wife of that British officer. The king and his diwan, they expected Durai Sani, wife of that British officer, to choose one or two rings and send the rest back. But that did not happen. The Durai Sani, wife of that British officer, she kept all the 50 rings and sent a thank you note. Now, there came a bill of 3 lakh rupees for these rings, but Maharaja was happy. Why was he happy? That although he had lost 3 lakh rupees, but he had managed to retain his kingdom.